A wide view of an African kingdom in deep mourning after the death of the princess, the marketplace silent, women crying, men with bowed heads, and the air heavy with sorrow. A close-up of African women kneeling on the dusty ground, their baskets abandoned, tears running down their faces as they weep in silence for the princess. A group of African men sitting together with their heads lowered in shame, their expressions showing regret and helplessness at the loss of the only voice who spoke for them. Inside the palace, the African queen dressed in flowing royal garments, kneeling by a low bed, her face buried in her hands, weeping endlessly for her only daughter. A dark, stormy sky looming over the palace and the village, symbolizing grief, tragedy, and the blood of the princess crying from the ground. Villagers gathered in small groups in the market and along the dusty roads, whispering with suspicious looks, asking whether it was truly an enemy or the king himself who killed the princess. The princess's lover, a young African man, standing in the middle of a crowd with a bold and grief-stricken face, raising his hand as he prepares to speak to the people. The princess's lover crying out with passion before the villagers, declaring that the princess's dream must not die, that women must be honored, and that the wicked king's law must be broken. A crowd of African villagers listening with serious expressions, some with tears in their eyes, others with clenched fists, their hearts stirred for the first time with courage. The villagers slowly rising to their feet, men and women side by side, no longer afraid, ready to follow the vision of the princess who gave her life for them. Inside the palace, the wicked king seated on his grand throne, shouting in fury, his face twisted with rage as he declares that his law will stand forever. The king's words echoing in the vast palace hall, but his guards and servants standing in silence, exchanging uneasy glances, no longer loyal in their hearts. Two palace guards trembling in secret corners of the palace, whispering with guilty faces, knowing that the truth about the princess's murder will soon be revealed. The guards standing before the villagers, confessing the truth with shame, admitting that it was not an enemy but the king himself who commanded them to kill the princess. The crowd of villagers exploding in anger, men and women shouting with fire in their eyes, their fists raised as their voices joined together demanding justice. An angry mob marching down the dusty road toward the palace with torches, drums, and sticks, chanting, "Down with the wicked king. We want freedom. We want justice." The wicked king appearing on the palace balcony, his face full of fear and fury, shouting at the people below, but his voice trembling because he knows his power is fading. The palace guards turning against their master, dropping their spears and pointing at him, their loyalty broken as they side with the people. The king, once powerful, now kneeling in the middle of the palace hall with fear in his eyes, stripped of his strength as the people surround him. Outside the palace, the African queen lifting her tear-stained face to the sky, raising her hands in grief and triumph, saying her daughter's fight was not in vain. A bright sunrise breaking through the clouds over the land, villagers singing, drumming, and dancing in joy as the evil law is destroyed and women are finally honored. A symbolic vision of the princess's radiant spirit dressed in white, smiling peacefully as she stands tall above the land, watching the freedom she dreamed of finally come true. The marketplace restored with laughter and unity, women trading freely and men working side by side with them, showing honor and equality in the land. A statue of the princess standing proudly in the town square, carved in stone, villagers gathered around with flowers and offerings, remembering her forever as the daughter who stood for truth.